On November 17th, 1987, at exactly 2:13 a.m., a local television station aired a broadcast that never appeared on any schedule. There were no hosts, no commercials, no explanation. Only a distorted signal and a voice that seemed to know who was watching. This recording was officially erased, but one tape survived, and once you see it, it doesn't stop broadcasting. In the late 1980s, television didn't sleep. Even after the national anthem played and the screen faded to static, signals still drifted through the air. Local stations, emergency channels, test patterns humming softly in the dark. Insomniacs, night shift workers, and children pretending to be asleep all knew the strange comfort of late-night TV. But on one night in 1987, something interrupted that routine, and it was never meant to be seen again. The footage was discovered inside a cardboard box labeled only Channel 58, Do Not Rebroadcast. No station logs mention it, no FCC records acknowledge it. The tape stock itself didn't exist until 1992, 5 years after the broadcast date handwritten on the label. Yet the recording was real. Timecode burn-in places it at 02:13:04 a.m. From the first frame, something is wrong. The tape opens on a standard color bar test pattern, but the colors are inverted, bleeding into one another, as if the signal itself is decaying in real time. A low hum pulses beneath the static, not electrical, but rhythmic, almost like breathing. Blocky white text appears on screen. This program is for you. There is no station ID, no call letters. The test pattern collapses into rolling static, and then the image cuts to a studio. It looks like a late-night talk show set, beige carpet, fake plants, a cheap desk with a microphone resting at its center. But there is no host. The camera angle is wrong, too low, tilted slightly, as if whoever set it up didn't have time to frame the shot properly. Studio lights flicker overhead. Then a voice speaks. Not from the microphone, not from anywhere visible. It comes from inside the signal itself. You stayed awake. The audio warbles, stretching the words unnaturally. That means you were supposed to see this. The camera cuts abruptly to a wide shot of the studio audience. Every seat is empty, yet an applause track plays, loud, sustained, and unnervingly enthusiastic. The camera begins a slow zoom toward the front row. Written across the seatbacks in black marker are names, hundreds of names. Viewers who later watched the tape reported recognizing their own names among them, even though the broadcast predates home VHS ownership for many of them. The applause stops mid-clap. Silence. A new title card replaces the image. Local viewers only. The screen glitches violently and is replaced by an emergency broadcast notice. The familiar tones play, but they are wrong, stretched and detuned into something mournful. Instead of instructions, text scrolls upward. This is not a drill. This is not a test. This is not for everyone. A map fades in. It resembles a city map, but no city that exists. Streets loop back into themselves, neighborhoods overlap, dead ends appear everywhere. A red dot blinks, then another, then dozens more. Each is labeled with the same words, active receiver. At 02:19 a.m., 6 minutes into the tape, the studio lights dim. Something moves behind the desk. A figure rises slowly into frame. It has the shape of a person, but it doesn't move like one. Its face is blurred beyond recognition, smeared by analog distortion, as if the tape itself refuses to resolve it. Its mouth moves out of sync with the sound. We practiced on animals first, then on recordings, then on memories. The figure leans closer to the camera. The distortion intensifies until the image threatens to tear apart. Live viewers were easier. The feed cuts to a split screen. On one side, the studio. On the other, a wall of phone lines lighting up one by one. Hundreds of them, each labeled only by area code. The figure gestures toward them. "You called us first," it says. "You always do." A phone begins to ring inside the studio. There is no phone on set. The ringing grows louder, layered over itself, echoing until it feels like it's coming from inside the viewer's own room. Text flashes on screen. "Do not turn off your television." The final 5 minutes of the tape are heavily degraded. Frames repeat, audio loops backward, words smear into themselves, but one phrase grows clearer each time it repeats: "We are still broadcasting." The last visible image is a close-up of the studio camera lens. In its reflection, the control room can be seen. There are no operators, only rows of televisions. Every screen shows the same broadcast. Every screen watches another screen. At 02:28:11 a.m., the tape ends. There is no static, no fade-out, just a hard cut to black. Anyone who has attempted to digitize the footage reports the same anomaly. The file continues running. There is no image, no sound, but the runtime never stops increasing. Channel 58 ceased operations 3 weeks after the alleged broadcast. The building was demolished in 1991. No employees were ever located. And yet fragments of the broadcast continue to surface. Unlabeled tapes, late-night signal captures, recordings found already inside VCRs that hadn't been used in years. Each version is slightly different, but they all end the same way, with a single frame of text: "Thank you for staying awake."